What's up, guys? Long time no see. I'm glad to be back after a pretty long hiatus here. Making some new YouTube videos for 2017. I apologize, I've been extremely busy with a new job and training and a bunch of other personal projects that I've been trying to make some progress on, and so YouTube kind of fell behind or down on the priorities list, I should say. But I'm back now, and so I wanted to talk about some recent pickups that I've acquired, and I recently also attended the Sacramento Gamers Expo and Sac Anime, and so I wanted to talk about both of those. So let's take a look at some of the things I saw at Sac Anime and the Sac Gamers Expo.
So the first thing I want to talk about is the coolest thing I saw at the Sac Gamers Expo, and that is the sole surviving Nintendo PlayStation, owned by father and son Terry and Dan Diebold. Terry actually worked for a company that cleaned out the office buildings of businesses that had gone bankrupt and acquired this very priceless artifact of video game history, the failed partnership between Sony and Nintendo to make a CD add-on peripheral for the Super Nintendo, and it was just very neat to see in person. You can actually play it in person. He had Super Mario World and a handful of other games that you could play if you attended the convention, and they were just both super nice and just awesome to hear about their story and how this piece of history, this artifact of video game history, kind of has taken them all over the world, really, showing it off and meeting other gamers and people who appreciate it. Very neat stuff, and I'm glad they were able to make the stop here in Sacramento. Along with the Nintendo PlayStation, he also acquired a handful of other gaming things, like this plaque that was given to Olaf Olafsson on December the 2nd, 1993. So pretty cool stuff. Very neat. I was excited to see that. Also, I thought this was pretty funny. So a vendor at the expo had this copy of Little Samson, and I got all excited, and I was like, oh, Little Samson for sale. Let's see how much he wants for that. And it turns out it was the European PAL version. He was trolling us by putting the cover on there. At Sac Anime, I attended just recently, about a couple weeks ago. I got to see a Nolan North panel. One of my favorite voice actors, Nolan North, has literally done the voice for numerous video game characters. He's had a long, lengthy career of it. Most people probably know him as Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series, but that was a neat highlight I just wanted to sneak in there, and I'm going to upload all the footage.
Alright, so let me share some of the games that I picked up in the last month and a half that I've been gone. The first of which is super important to me. I got actually two games at the Sacramento Gamers Expo, and they are both ones I've been wanting for a long time. The first of which is Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo, and of course this is a custom case that I made with a cover I downloaded from the Cover Project. Check out that Retro Buyer's Guide video if you haven't seen it. And the second is Final Fantasy III for the Super Nintendo, which is actually Final Fantasy VI, if you know the correct numbering of those games. But anyway, I've been wanting to go and play these games again. I haven't actually played through them since I was a teenager, and just having played through Final Fantasy 15 recently, I have just had, I've just been overwhelmed with nostalgia to go back and play these games again. Here are the actual cartridges here. There's a Final Fantasy II, there we go, Final Fantasy III. And they're both in mint condition. Save batteries work great. I got a really great deal on both of those games from the vendor, and so I was really happy to come across those in such great condition and pick them up for a really great price. I'm excited to go back and play through Final Fantasy III, especially because I have the Nintendo Power Player's Guide for it, so I'm looking forward to just sitting down old school style and just opening up that Player's Guide and just going through the game again. That's going to be a heavy nostalgia trip for sure. Some other games I picked up here. So for the Game Boy, I picked up Double Dragon for the original Game Boy, and that's actually a pretty fun game. I haven't had a chance to spend too much time with it, but I really enjoyed what I played so far. And for the Game Boy Advance, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which was like super cheap at my local retro gaming store, under $10. I know it's not the best of the three on the Game Boy Advance, but I'm interested to check it out and see what all the hype is about. I also picked up Devil May Cry HD collection for the Xbox 360. I've actually never played through a Devil May Cry game. I know the original Devil May Cry was supposed to be a Resident Evil game, and then it kind of went off and did its own thing. But I actually saw this game on the GameSack channel, and they did a HD remake collection video, and this is one that kind of stood out to me that Joe liked a lot, and I thought I'd pick it up, and it was like, I want to say like under $15 at GameStop, so that was a really nice find, and I'm looking forward to delving into those. And then finally, I finally picked up Uncharted 4. I got a really good coupon from GameStop for my birthday, and then I combined it like with another coupon or something, and I got this for pretty cheap finally. And I have still yet to start any of the Uncharted games. I know, I'm sorry. I'm hoping to get into those really soon, and then hopefully I'll be able to talk about them at length. Maybe Allie and I can sit down on the podcast and talk a little bit about Uncharted. That'd be really cool. So more to say on that in the future. And then finally, the new thing that I've been collecting a lot of recently, because I can pick them up for relatively cheap, and I actually came across a bunch of these at the SAC Gamers Expo, are instruction manuals. And I picked these up for like, a couple of bucks a piece, but I've got the instruction manual here for Battletoads for the NES. Really awesome game. I know people love to hate on it, but I love the original Battletoads for the NES. It's one of my faves. So I got the instruction booklet for that. And these are all in mint condition. I mean, the Battletoads had a couple of creases in it, but this one's in near perfect condition. It's Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64, obviously. Perfect condition, no pages missing or anything like that. Super Mario 64, I'm really excited about this one because this can go with my autographed copy of Super Mario 64, which is autographed by Charles Martinet. So that's pretty nice. And then finally, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Amazing game. And finally, I have an instruction booklet to go with it. Alright guys, well that is it for the last month and a half. If you have anything to say, leave some comments below. I love chatting with you guys, and I look forward to making another one of these pickup videos soon. But until then, take care and happy collecting.